permaculture demonstration unit of Better Life Foundation in Angangba in Tuensang district of eastern Nagaland. The region is one of the most underdeveloped places in Nagaland. Things that we take for granted in urban areas like running water, electricity and good roads are not easily available here. However, people like Sethrichem Sangtam, who leads the Better Life Foundation, are working to give back to the community. He has worked with farmers in the area to help improve their livelihood and in turn enrich their lives. We spoke to Mr. Sangtam as well as a few other people whose lives have been impacted by the work of the foundation.
On a cold January morning, Sethrichem Sangtam lights the fire using his Lorena stove, which he calls his pandemic project. He founded an NGO called Better Life Foundation in 2009 in eastern Nagaland, which is home to some of the most underdeveloped areas in the state.
Way back in 2009, I used to be in US, but I wanted to do something, for the livelihood, especially on the quality education. So I decided to come home for about 3 years. So in the first 6 months, I decided not to use even two-wheelers so that I can spend more time interacting with the farmers and they should not have any wrong expectation. So I also wanted to understand what are the challenges, practical challenges. Because I grew up from this community, I've seen how people, have to undergo myriad challenges. Even as I grew up, I've seen the same thing, experienced the same thing. And I realized that I've got some exposure, but when people are willing to work, but still they needed some guide, someone to help them, connect to the right exposure. So I decided to come home, invest my time, invest my resource, be with them.
Sangtam now works with farmers in 16 villages and their families in eastern Nagaland. The organization encourages the farmers to abandon the slash-and-burn agriculture or jhum cultivation and adopt a permanent form of agriculture. Permaculture is essentially an approach to land management and settlement design that adopts arrangements observed in flourishing natural ecosystems. An ESG consultant, Vishak Chandramuli, who has been working in BLF since 2018, gives us an insight into the farming practices.
Permaculture is actually a core part of what Better Life Foundation does. In Nagaland, the current or the traditional cultivation practice is slash and burn agriculture. So we started with permaculture in 2019. This is our permaculture demonstration plot. It was funded by NABARD, where we wanted to show how you can retain the fertility back into your soil, how you can grow food ethically. The principles of permaculture are earth care, people care and fair share, and which is anyway the ethic of Better Life Foundation. We are standing at 19,000 meters and there is a mango sapling. This is about 1.5-2 years old, which shouldn't be growing at this altitude. So this is a visible proof that climate change is very real and it's happening in places where we thought it will not be affected as much. So we'll see if it starts flowering and fruiting, then we know that the average temperatures has definitely increased over the years. The mango is absolutely impossible to grow a mango tree in these parts.
What are the other visible climate change?
So we have mosquitoes now. That's again in these kind of cold temperatures where it falls to zero, sometimes even minus negative temperatures. It's almost impossible to get mosquitoes to breed. But now we have a tremendous amount of mosquitoes coming even at this altitude. I think 100 meters above it is still not there. At around 2000 meters mosquitoes are still not there. So we can visibly see them going up every year. We can see them climbing.
For Sethrichem Sangtam, Better Life Foundation wasn't a permanent plan originally. He had moved to the United States as a member of the Global Youth Advisory Panel to the UN Population Fund after dropping out of the National Law School of India University in Bangalore. In 2009, he moved back to his ancestral village. He admits that his homecoming was only supposed to be for 3 years and the aim was very simple: focus on quality education. However, he was confronted with the actual ground realities and the realization that basic livelihood security was what the people here needed.
If I go back in 2009 and then all these years, I can't really quantify, how much it's not really quantifiable. But through this project, 7 years ago, now 8 years running now, when we did a survey, baseline survey, we found that people average earnings from 3 to 4 acres of chum cultivation. Their income was about 34,000. But now the average income is about 1,33,000. That is average. Not all the young people are interested, but there are a few young people, maybe just 5% of them are interested to start getting into farming as their profession. Maybe just 5% or so, but the rest of the people, they are more inclined towards migrating to different metros.
But Better Life Foundation is not restricted to farming. Thingsar Sangtam talks about how BLF has helped him with his passion in filmmaking and photography, and how the aim to give back to the community was the driving force.
I started my journey in 2022 before I start my glass to green hub. So before I was interested in photography. Like I do some mobile photography. I edit in mobile only. So I click stars like flowers, whatever I can, and then one day this Sir Setri, he saw my photos, and then he asked me to if I'm simply sitting, then can you go there in the field and shoot some photos of the saplings distribution and all. So I went there and I clicked some few photos, and then after coming back, and then he likes the photos and all that, and then I think you must help in this Better Life Foundation. Before this, I can see many people struggling in even to get to run the family, and then these things I can see. He give opportunity to many, but only few is have dedicated to the work which BLF has given. And then I have now the family which was really in a bad condition, is really hardly hardly running the family with some few incomes of daily wages, very hard. I was seeing them is it's really sad to see all this. But after this, BLF have been giving all those opportunity to do all these things, and they started doing dedicated to the work, plantations, apples, or kind of all those things. And then those families are now, they're living at least like you seen yesterday, their incomes are lakhs and lakhs in a year. So they're living a very good life after these opportunities. So it's really impact me also that Better Life Foundation is not only a society, but it's a very helpful for the community also. And then poor people who was suffering before, after this Better Life Foundation, they are living a very better life and happy life, which is running very smoothly their family now. So the good thing about that is happy to see them going smoothly and happily. That's all, through this Better Life Foundation.
It takes a 10-hour drive from Nagaland's commercial hub of Dimapur to reach the village of Angangba in Twensang district. The drive includes a detour through neighbouring Assam, sneaking through highways which at times have no traces of a road. The distance to a place here is not mapped in kilometers, but by the time it takes to reach the location. Having witnessed this, we asked Sethrichem Sangtam about the various challenges that the organization is still facing.
Yes, the other challenges are basically the marketing. So now we produce, I used to tell our farmers, let's consume whatever we can, because whatever we produce, we can't afford to buy all these kiwi and such the other fruits in the market. So let's consume whatever we can, but then the rest we need to do marketing. So that's just to start with. But otherwise, marketing is a major challenge now. So once the farmers produce, and all this harvest comes around the same time. So we don't have a cold storage, and the road is so pathetic. There are roads in between the potholes, especially in this part of the country, especially in eastern Nagaland. So by the time, we take it to the market, it's not the marketable condition. So like it's all mostly spoiled. So that is something, a major challenge. Like we don't get a power, regular power supply. Then internet is also a challenge because many people could have communicated, learned through the internet. You see, Eastern Nagaland, the population and the land area is almost it's approx 48% of the entire Nagaland state. Whereas when you look at the elite class, the officers, we have not produced even a single IS officer in history. And when you look at basic healthcare, there is one hospital in Kohima, Naga Hospital in Kohima. Single hospital have got about 75 specialist doctors. But whereas in this Eastern Nagaland, in 6 districts, we have about 25 doctors. So those are the major challenges. And many of the even the teachers from the the rest of the other Nagaland, their names are here, but they hardly show up in the school. In Better Life Foundation, we would like to emphasize on marketing and skilling the young people so that they can manage the value addition and the future marketing is taken care of. And we also want to skill, train more people, especially in the scientific technique of farming.
Sethrichem Sangtam used to run a photocopy shop in the city, and he volunteered to run Sangtam's makeshift office, which started his journey with BLF and made him one of the first few to adopt the farming methods introduced. Now he runs his 1.5-acre farm from which he makes rupees 3 to 4 lakh a year growing kiwis and rupees 1 lakh from black cardamom, which is intercropped in the same orchard.
Behind me is a kiwi orchard which is interplanted with black cardamom. This orchard has 120 kiwi vines, and in the last couple of years it has been producing 4 to 5 tons of kiwis in a season.
In the theory, it's a long computer shop. I can't control Muchin Yacho Tanya TTF project by Roko Dina. It's about project line kiwi digging which bazo going Treu Shiromia Dang Muchina Yale. Kozala these are Chingchoya bazo gone la luck assembly these are on Chingchoyale. Lutsaya Chomara, gone yes on these are Lutsaya, Kozala Chingchomalchona. Tokan Naka control. So, what this is a TTF project and he by which no launch rochona. And they say he by digging which by on teaching to much.
A hunter-turned farmer, Hojongse Sangtam makes around rupees 7 to 8 lakh per annum from growing fruits, selling honey and grafting plants. His expertise at grafting, a skill taught by BLF, has led to him becoming an instructor to others. Grafting is the act of placing a portion of one plant into or on a stem, root or branch of another plant in such a way that a union will be formed and the partners will continue to grow. For the next harvest season, he has grafted 6 different types of plum and nectarine into one plant, each expected to bear fruit at different times of the year.
Hojongse Sangtam. Your family, Ira Kula, Nyam Mangalile, Ira Muchingoyan Lapcho, Kula, Zuzara. Telara na tota muchre Better Life Foundation ataba kun ira luchaba sinsu luchaba your training japa sinsu luchaba muchre crafting chali le ri crafting chaba la na kong la chi lakhato nyela ngure ara ya sinsu luchaba hiri kuna sinsu lu la na sa achingcho mala lire to mu puila to Sebai di Takishe, Asana Folte, to Satsal Bachote, Sebai to Chori Dishe, to it to Chorigana Bachote, Moe Jungle de 22 Sal, Moe Shikari Guri Takishe, Idu Brabe Iku Lapuane, Aro Idu Bachote, Moe Kitty Gurishe, Baba Khan Ki Kinaga Kam Gure, Idu forefather can Kitty Kurena, Ito Kitty Kuri Taxi, Tatevi Amagan family Chulabo Nabare. Idobra Pachuti Ito Sethrichem Better Life Foundation tade idu apple kiwi ido kan khiti koribole Better Life Foundation pra ido ama kan training shikaise to ido training hikai gena bachode moi bi bishesh koshish kore kinaga ama kan mano kan kam kore gena ido ama kan paisa pae ido koshish kora do moi salte ilachi aro crafting kore gena bikiri kora ilachi sukai gena bikiri kora noile ido honey be ido jama banai gena bikiri kora ama kan ido salte ilachi aro ido nurser kore gena bikiri kora ido kan sob mila gena kam se kam salte hutai no bole be salte 5 lakh 6 lakh to pai thake.
Sethrichem Sangtam has made it his life mission to give back to his community, and his efforts has set an example.
For The Print, this is Monami Gogoi with video journalist Disha Verma from Twensang in Nagaland.